afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Dane. Featuring today on 1 vs 1, a Monday novice fight. Yes, indeed, the Monday novice fight. Featuring some two sort of higher tier novices, clearly novices with some prospect of becoming good players, if they just sort of, figure out the little problems that keep on bugging them. And we shall be watching the last one is a green, which I'm curious to know what it means, but fighting for the Americans, fighting for the United States, fighting for the, I don't know, 20th Infantry Division. Against them shall be Raresb99 of the freshly reconstituted 25th Panzergrenadier Division, put together from the 107th Panzer Brigade. After fighting in Holland, it was actually formed into a full Panzergrenadier Division, which was actually pretty rare for the Panzer Brigade. Most of them pretty much ended up being turned into reinforcements for other units. So either way, two engineers start going in there. From the last one is a green, same from Raresb99. Both heading to either sides. Volksgrenadiers out for the Volksgrenadiers. And a rifleman squad out there from the last one is a green. So far, so good. I mean, nothing here, that'd be out of most games. Nothing that would stand out, be awkward, and so on. Pioneer sitting over there. Punching secure up there, going straight for the high munitions. That is good. Good. Again, so far, nothing to really remark upon. Nothing to really question, nothing to really mark out as being, well, this is awful sort of stuff, or this is disturbing, this is disquieting, and someone should see a therapist. So far, actually so good. And we are seeing an MG42 already here. I mean, that's not necessarily what I'd recommend. A novice always get 2 infantry squads first out, then get in an MG42. What you do risk with only having one Volksgrenadier squad out, and then of course getting the MGs, that your Volksgrenadiers get pushed off, and then the MG basically walks into the mess, meaning you're a bit buggered. So a bit of a need to be careful here. And then go right and coming under fire. We do see the MG42 nearby, not quite setting up, but there we go. Schweres MG42 setting up. Rifleman firing away. MG42 getting a bit closer. Volksgrenadiers here, they're not fighting from a good position. I mean, there is light cover right next to them, but instead Raresb99 insists on finding out in the open. And there we go, Rifleman trying to flank. Nicely done there by last one is green, but we do see the MG42 quickly tearing through several of the Riflemen, dropping them like sacks of meat.
The Americans are capturing a sector.
And we do see the old Rifleman squad quickly pulling back. Nicely done there, but the last one is a green. Though again, I would say Raresb99 should have been getting his troops into cover very quickly. Instead, he lost poor Friedrich a bit senselessly. Another Volksgrenadier squad moving out there. Pioneers going to get engaged by the Rifleman. And right here, do see something I'm not so happy about from Raresb99. He's actually getting only 3 units from the Wehrmacht quarters, and then he's actually getting the skirmish phase upgrade. I mean, in this case, he's actually rendering himself very vulnerable to an all-out assault from the last one as a green, or any sort of aggressive American commander. Usually, at the very least, you want 4 units up from the Wehrmacht quarters. I mean, at the very least, you should have got himself another squad of Volksgrenadiers, one other MG, or a sniper if he really felt that confident, but ultimately he needed at least 1 more unit. What he's doing right now is making himself very vulnerable to an all-out American assault with enough rifling, although so far we're not seeing that many from the last one as a green. There's only 2 squads out at the moment, though they have taken out one of the Pioneer squads. Of course, we also got a Jeep now, which is a bit more interesting. So a bit of a move here towards the high fuel from Raresb99. Bunker going up. And the last one is a green, gaining a nice control of most of the map at the moment. And there you go, Kriegberg's going up within the first 5 minutes. Again, pretty rare, not really what I would recommend at all. And there's a reason why you won't really see any of the high-level players do it, because again, you very much risk Setting himself up for a really nice blow from the Americans. There we go, pushing in. Although we do also see the MG crew getting inside the bunker, which is getting upgraded to a medic bunker. This again is a bit more of a novice tactic. That is the MG in the medic bunker. Again, part of the problem is you're placing the medic bunker rather forwards then, having it part of your central defense. And of course in this case, as again is a bit part of the novice, with an MG in the bunker, again you leave the MG on its own, meaning it's going to be much more easily overwhelmed by the opponent with flamethrowers, or for that matter, demo charge. In this case, we basically see, you know, the last one is a green. Well, he ignores that. He just goes for cutting off the resources. He's going for some very nice harassment right there. Very nicely done there. If he wanted to be really fun, he should actually have mined this area. I mean, this is a really great place for mining and basically harassing your opponents. We do see some sandbags showing up there from Raresb99. That is good. That is good. Setting up heavy cover where there is none, gaining himself a tactical advantage. All the riflemen quickly move in there and get some flanking on the Volksgrenadiers. Raresb99 coming under heavy fire from 2 squads. MG42 really should consider moving in to support the troops, but apparently he's just again having it stay in the bunker while he's leaving 2 infantry squads to fight for this, which is definitely not good for Raresb99. That is really costing him a lot of valuable resources, including the high munitions point and the high fuel and the other fuel points. That is not really good at all. And again, the MG42 just remains there. Again, that's a bit of a problem with just putting in there a lot of the times, and then becomes a static asset instead of, you know, using what limited mobility it has, which also means in the current engagement it's pretty much useless. I mean, that 250 munitions you spend on it might as well not exist. So not really good. And there we go, the Volksgrenadiers pushed away. Not good at all. Missing more forces, but we do see a half-track now out there for Raresb99. Half-tracks that were rarely available for Panzergrenadier Division, and again, the fact that it was formed from a Panzer Brigade is likely the only reason it did have them. Pioneers here, they're getting burned by the flamethrower, and a Pioneer is tragically lost, so that's another squad of Pioneers lost to Raresb99. Not looking good. He's suffering a bit sensitively here in the first few minutes of the game due to some not really wholesome decisions. Although we do finally see some more infantry on the way. Finally, a Grenadier squad. The Volksgrenadiers need to reinforce properly first. MG42 are going to get attacked, and again, one flank with a flamethrower could really cause some problems. Medic moving in. Flamethrowers moving in. The also mine, so that is good. That is really good. In fact, from the last one is a green. Volksgrenadiers moving west. Grenadiers soon ready. Raresb here getting gunned down mercilessly by the MG42. We do see the flamethrower attacking. The MG crew needs to vacate the bunker. They are going to get cooked alive. Come on, Raresb99. You will lose it otherwise. Come on, come on. Schnell, schnell. Los, raus. And no, he lost a MG squad for no really good reason, sadly. Half-tack. Actually, there's no sticky bombs from the last one is a green. You'd imagine he'd get that against a half-track early on. That would be a very good investment. It would also very quickly deny Raresb99 the otherwise helpful half-track. So that's actually a bit of a shame, and actually gives Raresb99 a bit of an advantage there if he doesn't counter it quickly enough. Squad of Volksgrenadiers being sent west. Otherwise, he's sending his Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers out there, supported by the Mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen. And we do see here the last one is green, actually slightly giving way for the half-track. And the half-track just pushes onward, suppresses, kills, ends lives. American. And there we go, another squad down. 4 kills, 5 kills on the half-track. Volksgrenadiers moving up. Ooh, Beastie Grenadier. No, he's not sending them to the front line. Come on, get them into the fight, Heinz. I mean, really. Your Volksgrenadiers are not going to win this fight alone, even with a half-track. And they're already low on health. Also might be an idea to actually hand out a medic pack to them, because again, they are incredibly low on health. They could go down any minute. And again, right here, Raresb99 makes a really horrible mistake in priorities again. While there's fighting going on here, what is he doing? He's having an otherwise excellent Grenadier squad doing nothing but taking points, when he should be focusing on killing the enemy first, then taking points. He should be fighting. I mean, if he loses this fight, I mean, then the enemy is just going to storm a bit and then overwhelm the Grenadiers. So this is really, really poor form right there, I would say, from Raresb99, not doing so well. Medic actually ignored allowing to reform a Grenadier squad right behind. The last one is a green's line. That is absolutely devastating, and the grenade goes off there. The Stielgranate killing rifleman and a few, no, just a rifleman, I think. Larry died from a heart attack. The shocks took him out. Engineer squad could go down. Grenadiers need to reinforce or get the hell out of there. And a mine went off. There's the pack moved up. Not entirely sure why he decided to get himself a pack. Oh well. Grenadiers finally arriving. I mean, about bleeding time. Medics finally getting shot at right there by Raresb99, but it simply might be too late now, and still no sticky bomb, allowing the Volksgrenadiers actually to continue fighting despite devastating losses. I mean, they must, I don't know how many men they've lost, but they've lost plenty, and right there, in fact, due to also the medic bunker, I mean, this is actually a poor fight for the last one. Is a green. He really should have either focused down the medics much faster, you know, just not fought here. Instead, what he did end up was allowing Raresb99 to actually form 2 Grenadier squads from his wounded, and again, the half-track pretty much allowed this to work. Although it was incredibly close for Raresb99, he could easily lost that full Grenadier squad, but apparently the half-track just simply provided him with enough replacements to, well, have it work. Which is, in this case, incredibly lucky. Although we do see the last one as a green actually has gone straight ahead for a tank depot. He could go for a tank destroyer very soon, but I would recommend actually getting a Sherman, since that would be better against the infantry and such. And there's not really a lot of German armor to worry about at the moment. And the Kampfkraft sending gang up for Raresb99 and the 25th Panzergrenadier Division. Mittlere Schützenpanzerwagen rolling forwards, mit Infanterie providing support. Das ist gut. Rakettenpanzerbüchse. Fanning out there a bit, smaller force there, so 2 assault groups formed here by the last one is green, 2 riflemen and a flamethrower. Nice assault group, all in all, would benefit a bit from a Browning automatic or perhaps some Granaten or simply sticky bombs to deal with that bleeding half-track. More Grenadiers moving in, sticking to craters for cover, that is good. Volksgrenadiers so need to get into cover in Deckung, and right here, Raresb99 actually moving out into the open. Again, cover matters. Cover matters. Not in the middle of the road.
Enemy unit down.
And the pack gets overwhelmed. He could try and recruit and turn against the half-track. Grenadiers need to get... Oh, he lost the Grenadier squad quite senselessly, I would even say. There was no good reason at all for him to get it out in the middle of the road. Grenadiers equipped with the light Maschinengewehr 42. Also available in Companies 2. Much more useful in Companies 2. Also much more quickly available. And also cheaper.
Observation posts report.
Also another reason I actually love Companies 2. Because they actually get an LMG-42 that actually lives up to the fact that it's an MG-42 on a bipod. Granaten being locked here at the right. Oh, he gets stuck on the bunker. Oh, Fritz, you throw like a girl. And there we go, Raresb99. No sticky bombs? Are you really an American? But there we go, pushed away. Mission being secure. Raresb99 so far holding on to the map. We do see a Hellcat arriving. More troops being reformed. I mean, definitely the medic bunker is really helping Raresb99 to overcome some of his slight problems there with unit preservation and again getting them into cover. How do you want to kill my half-track? And then he really should be getting himself, kicking himself and asking, why am I even asking him how he wants to do that? I am not a good German. But 15 kills in the half-track, that is quite nasty, to be honest. But Kampfkraft Center is up. Bit of veterancy would be good right there. Do see veterancy 1, veterancy 2 would be a good follow-up right there for the Grenadiers. And the Volksgrenadiere. Still think that the last one is a green. Should consider having gotten a Sherman instead. Again, would work better against the infantry. Would be tougher and would also do alright against that half-track. Although we do now see Raresb99 getting a Panzer Command. So that should be some fun stuff there as well. Though of course we'll have to see how that one evolves. Bit of quiet. Troops in the 25th sneaking about, which actually also had actual Panthers in this Panzerabteilung. Very rare as well for Panzergrenadier Divisions to have that. Usually they only had Stuks or something similar. But the 25th was a bit of an exception, again due to the fact that it was formed out of a Panzer Brigade, meaning that the Panzers there were actually then pulled over into the Panzergrenadier Division's Panzer Battalion. Half-track advancing, needs to be a bit careful about. There's of course always the threat of sticky bombs, but so far still seems not like it. And advancing 2 squads with the LMGs, that's interesting, but of course always remember, you need to have the squad standing still for the LMG to fire. Always something people seem to forget, like machine guns do not fire on the move. Grenadiers firing away, artillery going in. Though I have no clear idea why. Against the medic bunker, actually getting the medics. Nicely done there, but the last one is a green. Grenadiers fighting here against veteran 2 rifle and some rifle up north. Doing damage. Granaten being werft. Grenadiers here need to retreat. More rifle pushing up, pack firing away. Brutal engagement right around here, the administrative building of the work camp. And once more, the half-track serves as a strong point for the offense, allowing the Germans to really stay in the field and keep up the pressure. So, nicely done there. We do see a follow-up assault going in from the last one is a green after being cleared out the bunker. Flame for engineers charging. Pack could get cleared up. Volkskriegs holding on, but they are getting slightly ever so crispy. Grenadiers still fighting away. Lots of machine gun fire from both the half-track and the Grenadiers. Flame for engineer bit the dust. The intense machine gun fire shredded them like mozzarella or some other sort of cheese with lots of hole in it, and that is probably not mozzarella, something else. And I'm not exactly a cheese expert, as some of you can guess. Oh well. But we do see the
We've upped the ante. Production
BAR on the way, which should be some good fun.
This war isn't gonna win itself.
Get back in the fight.
Hellcat still on its own, not really being used very well, and again I think a Sherman would have served him better. But Browning automatic definitely should be in a great assistant for the last one is a green. Let's just speed this up a bit, not really much happening here at the moment. Rifling up, Grenadiers pushing in. Can be quick with the light machine guns, firing away the volleys of fire. Panzergrenadier moving, and there we go. Full weight of the assault going in from another angle. Risking to outflank the Grenadiers. Grenades are going off, but from the Grenadiers, BAR's pushing in. Although one squad is already taking intense fire. And force away, there we go, the Grenadiers all slowing in, straight in again. He kept moving. Again, remember, don't move with LMG Grenadiers. Do not move with LMG Grenadiers. And something is on the way from the Panzer Command. A Panzer IV really here would do quite well with a few Grenadiers for support. They could also overcome the Hellcat, but mostly the infantry would really be in trouble. And we see an observation post coming up for the last one is a green. Also note here, a bit of a problem for the last one is a green. He's very much focusing. He's not harassing at all anymore. He's not, for example, sneaking in a single squad here and there to take away points and, you know, force and divide the attention of Raresb99, which could give him an advantage. Which is a bit of a tragedy. Instead, he's allowing Raresb99 to focus much more deftly on the last one is a green, who's also got an infantry doctrine, by the way. And Panzerkampfwagen 5 arriving for Raresb99. Rifleman down to the Panther. Fighting in from the heights, forcing away the Volksgrenadiers. Full assault from the Grenadiers, actually hitting a mine laid down by the rifleman, which by the way was a nice move from the last one is a green. Again, though, would like to see some troops sneaking about here against some engineers. Could really do a lot to deny a lot of resources to Raresb99. Full advance up there, and more mines actually slowing down the advance of the Raresb99. And right here, of course, we do see another problem. The observation post, while a nice idea, is also much exposed and will quickly go down, meaning that's 200 manpower wasted. And finally, we also note here he's actually floating an awful lot of manpower. He could consider getting Rangers just for the sake of it. A few bazookas, a few Thompson submachine guns. Could prove to be alright against, at least against the half-tank. Of course, the German infantry with the Thompson submachine guns. Grenade, no, sticky bomb. He actually got sticky bombs finally, and we do actually see some riflemen being sent over here. Although again, I would have preferred engineers, who actually instead fighting here by the rifle. And that's actually a poor distribution of forces. by the last one is a green. Grenadiers continue to fire away, continue to take nasty losses, and let us return to Raresb99, who's got 7 command points.
Our men are ready to fight.
Securing the munitions, securing the fuel, holding most of the map, although we do see the last one is green finally making some efforts to counter that. Half-track also finally bites the dust. A small victory right there for the last one is a green. Good use of the building right there, really, really good use. And more mines, I mean, he's, you know, on the ball with the mines again. Really nice to see from a player who's only about level 8 to 9. So that is definitely commendable. And again, you know, don't forget mines. A lot of novices like to think, oh, it's machine gun emplacements all the way. But no, mines will do the trick much better because your opponent likely won't see them most of the time. Panther moving in, but very much unsupported. And of course, now at this stage, the last one on the screen really should consider getting at least one more tank destroyer, since one tank destroyer against one Panther is pretty much a win for the Panther. Pioneer squad down, Grenadiers and Volksgrenadiers advancing for the Vaterland. And Terror Doctrine up for Raresb99. He's clearly going for the King Tiger, the Königstiger. Pulling up here, Panther providing support for the advancing German infantry. Panzer 6 flying, and he's not quite firing. And there we go, Sticky Bomb on the Panther. Hellcat moving up, bit of a damaged engine. Rifle getting shredded by the MG42 on the Grenadiers. And mine goes off, quickly killing and pinning again. Really nice, consistent mining from the last one is a green. Would also like to see some mines right about here. That would really be good. But now we do see the high fuel point falling into his hands. Denying those to Raresb99 and giving himself some more fuel. That is good. That is good. For the last one is a green. Less good for Raresb99 and the 25th Panzergrenadier Division. Howitzer ready? Bereit. And a Panzerkampfwagen 4 rolling in particular in the later stages of the war, where of course, it was less sure what you can actually get. I mean, the Panzer battalions were actually getting more and more mixed up. I mean, usually you'd have one battalion full of Panzer IVs and one full of Panthers. But as the war progressed, you could usually find a much larger mixture of Panthers, Panzer IVs, or Stugs, or Jagdpanzers, or Panzer IV 70s. All those sorts of things basically just mixed up into the battalion because, again, there was less guarantee of what could actually be made available to them. So, fun little fact there. And actually mining, but doing so in front of the enemy, that's less good. He should have cancelled that mine, I think. Then again, we could see the Raresb99 walking straight into the mine, at the same time pulling up an assault down the left flank. Mine going off, killing a few Volksgrenadiers. Another small victory for... And there we go, he actually hit the mine. Oh, Raresb99. Beware of the mine, Mr. 99. Tank destroyer being very passively held. Of course, he doesn't want to rush into this, but again, he needs more tank destroyers. And so far, the Howitzer is doing nothing,
The enemy advances.
which is a bit sad. But now we see a fresh move into the east side, at the same time as the last one is a green begins taking away the left side again. So a bit of a cat and mouse, a bit of a trading this for that. MP40 being equipped for the Volksgrenadiers. Veterans 3 on the way for the infantry. And we see another advance going in there. Tank destroyer holding itself at range. Rifle coming under fire from the Grenadiers with the light machine gun. 13 kills so far. Panzer IV moving into support. And there we go. Threat went down to a high explosive shell.
The enemy has 300 points.
And there we go, artillery firing. Very close hitting the Grenadiers. And what is he doing? He's moving more infantry into the line of the artillery zone. You should rather be getting out of there, man. And he lost the Grenadier squad. Really, Raresb99, you do not move into an area that's getting bombarded with artillery. And he just lost another Grenadier squad. Oh dear, why did he do that? There was no good reason to hang about in that area. You do not hang about in an area that's getting bombarded with artillery. It's not stuffed with candy but high explosives, man. That was just utterly pointless, and just lost him 2 Grenadier squads with Panzergrenadiers and LMGs. That was dreadful. I mean, that was both of his LMGs that vanished right there, plus a Panzergrenadier. Ach du lieber. Nicht gut. Other Grenadier squad are getting trained. That is a slight improvement. And there's still the MP40 Volksgrenadiers turn into Sturzdorf. Panther moving up. Oh, another mine. Oh, in this case, though, he senses something perhaps and he pulls away. Volksgren hitting another mine again. Really consistent mining from Raresb99. Lovely to see. Volksgren getting pushed away and they need to retreat. Rückzug, Rückzug. Veterans defeated for the moment. Mine went off. Troops in the house went down. Grenadiers lobbing away. And there we go. Seeing artillery going in against the other Grenadier squad. Get it out of there. Rares, get it out of there. Oh dear. Panzer IV is moving forward, but again he needs to preserve the Grenadiers. Panzer IV getting covered in sticky bombs. Veterans 3 Waffen getting out of there. At least the last one is green, is a bit better at preserving his infantry, it seems. And we also see some Rangers being pushed forwards. Armor heavily damaged. And another Grenadier squad lost. Oh dear, Raresb99. Whatever you do, please promise me you'll work on preserving your infantry. Because you're really kicking them about when there's no reason for it, when they're already combat ineffective. And he's still kicking about these 2 very low health Grenadiers. Come on, get them out of there. King Tiger being sent in, but get those Grenadiers out of there. Don't keep them near already damaged Panzer IV. Panther getting repaired. Pack over there. Observation post promising plots of munitions for the last one is a green. Looks like he actually has lost at least 1 squad rifleman, but the other one's still alive and actually pretty veteran. So that's actually bad news for Raresb99. Mine went off, they're killing 3 Volksgrenadiers immediately on the spot.
What are your orders?
Good lord. Again, consistent and good mining from the last one is a green. And it is time for the mid-game analysis. Oh, hang on. But, yeah, I accidentally clicked that one again. That's always great. But, mid-game analysis, current situation is a bit rubbish for the last one. As a green, he's been a bit pushed back. Again, some unfortunate engagements. And again, a bit of passivity. I mean, for the American player, he's a bit too passive at times. I mean, there's great mining. He's actually doing some damage for Raresb99. But at the same time, he's a bit too passive. He's not pushing his luck, which really you should be doing as an American. You should always try to sneak about, find more ways, you know, to get forward, which is rather not happening. And he needs more tank destroyers. So really now, in fact, with the additional arrival of the King Tiger, he needs several tank destroyers, otherwise, I mean, he really has no chance. And then, of course, we have Raresb99, who needs to work on his unit preservation. He's losing a lot of infantry quite senselessly, which is, of course, quite damaging to him overall. So that is something he strongly needs to consider looking into, of course, after the match. But currently, you know, he needs to focus his troops. He needs to push further. He needs to try and see if, you know, he can't make an assault on the howitzer. Currently, there's a largely open path, so say an armoured assault with some infantry support could probably knock it out and possibly even win the game. Of course, he needs to repair his Panthers at the same time. This is another slight issue, which of course is he's actually clumping up things. For example, the pack is right next to his damaged Panzer IV, which means if one of them gets hit, the other one could also get knocked out. He needs to pull them further back for repairs, I would say. But again, Raresb99 needs to focus and attack. Same here with the last one is green, but he also needs to do some harassment on the flanks, and he needs more tank destroyers, otherwise he's pretty much in trouble. But let's return to the fight now. Artillery firing again. Infantry advancing, coming on fire from the Panzer IV. And the Panther. Riflemen taking heavy losses to the Panzer IV. Again, the Panzer IV is excellent against infantry. I mean, a lot of players just seem to go, oh right, we'll just go for the Ostwind because that's excellent, but really the Panzer IV is excellent. The Ostwind is slightly cheap and I would overall not say quite perhaps worth that cost. Plus, of course, the Panzer IV is overall sturdy and can also deal with armor reasonably well. The Königstiger moving forwards, the mächtige Königstiger. Ranger went down, tank destroyer rolling forward. He's actually got 2 tank destroyers now, but he needs to focus them, and again he needs to hit some targets. Ranger went down right there, going forward, trying to flank the Königstiger. Need to be careful. Oh dear, Harold ran straight under the treads. Apparently he'd gotten a bit delirious and saw candy beneath them. Finally secured there on the left flank.
They're losing territory.
Riflemen here getting utterly blasted. Hellcat firing away. Nasty, nasty. And finally do see some flanking finally going on here. So a bit of harassment on the flanks. That is very good. And he's actually lining up everything here in a very nice small bundle. Oh, Raresb99. Why must you do things like that?
Supply lines are broken.
And in this case, coming under fire from the artillery. And artillery getting called in on the Panzer IV and the pack. They need to get moving. Lost. Oh, the Panzer IV went down. The pack went down. Oh, dear. And for some reason, there's a heavy machine gun team right here fighting, getting blasted by the Königstiger. Not really achieving much in the process, mind you. Except the King Tiger can't seem to hit. And the tank destroyers are just doing nothing again, very passive with his tank destroyers. And not really impressing. Not really comforting right there from the last one is a green. And Immortal's been pushed forward by the last one is a green. Machine gun could go down though. And infantry actually flanking the mortar. Hellcat finding way. Infantry moving up. Also note that's a 50 caliber mounted, so likely gun it with off-map combat group, since most players pretty much never upgrade the Hellcat with the 50 caliber. Infantry advancing. Grenadiers utterly suppressed. Nicely done there by the suppressive fire ability from the riflemen. Grenades going off as well. Oh, Grenadier squad almost down. .30 caliber machine gun is down. Howitzer is still there, of course. Veterans won already. That is quite nice. Not a lot of infantry left. In fact, lots of depleted infantry at the moment. And again, for a larger part, he actually still has it at the front line. And again, Raresb99, very cavalier about his infantry, not preserving it very well, and again, losing it in some not so good ways. I mean, at this stage, you really should consider moving them away, not keeping them at the front line. So that is actually rather unfortunate conduct by Raresb99, and he very much risks losing those Volksgrenadier squads very, very easily. Grenadiers have been informed. We still have the LMG, that is good. Small force getting ready for hit, and these Grenadiers very quickly could go down. These Volksgrenadiers, I mean. Take the time to look back at the last one is a green, who has actually lost his veterancy free rifleman squad. That is depressing. Did he have that actually? Oh. Pretty sure he did. And of course right here we get 2 Volksgrenadier squads. Veterancy free but down to 2 men each. I mean a grenade for example right over here, the train carts could for example do a lot of damage. And really he should just consider retreating. Instead he's actually waiting for the Panther and some more infantry moving to support. Very dangerous work. Hellcat moving in, but again Hellcat's in on its own. The last one is a green, really needs to understand how Hellcats work, and they usually work in packs. Rifleman moving up. And there we go, Hellcat out of control, tragically so. Lost to the Wehrmacht. Sticky bomb on the Königstiger, and a rifleman squad went down. Another squad, and another Veterancy 2 squad. Oh dear, the last one is a green. You do seem to have a tendency of just touching straight at tanks, which has been proven to be very bad for your men's health. Sneaking up a bit there. Looks like he might be hungry for another off-map combat group. He's actually getting supply and upgrades. That
Going
is...
after one of our munitions.
That's okay, that's good. Artillery going in on the Panzers. Mortar coming under fire. Riflemen might try and get off a sticky bomb. And there we go, but they need to get out of there before they get blasted to death by the Panzers.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
Munitions taken.
Supply lines are broken. We have territory cut off from supply.
More attempt at mining. That's, I mean, still good there from the last one is green. Bazooka's going in against the Panther. Actually managing to penetrate the front armor, which is impressive.
Crowds are pounding.
Since the bazooka definitely was not designed for that. And a second Panther coming out for Raresb99.
Crowds are pounding on a forward emplacement.
And there we go, another pair of bazookas actually impacting on the side armor of the Panther, which was actually quite weak, in particularly the early rounds only had 40mm of armor. Later ones they actually managed to get 50mm of armor though, which really didn't help against that much.
Our supply lines are being
bit
threatened.
usually only protected really at longer ranges against some things.
200 points.
Grenadiers fighting here, getting overwhelmed by Riflemen. Really a dangerous situation for Raresb99, and he's still got one of those low health Fox Grenadiers over there.
Down.
Why does he keep doing that? And now Grenadiers forced to run the gauntlet. Fox goes in to retreat as well. Another off-map combat group running in with another tank destroyer, another 30 caliber, another rifle squad, another mortar. That's, I think, the same as the last one, and not really giving him either sort of a punch he might like. Now the King Tiger and the Panther opening up on the rifle, although they are very clammed up. Would be a nice target for the artillery. And a Ranger squad again, just blasted into the ground again. The last one is green, also needs to work into unit preservation. Not good at all. It's terrible, horrible, horrific, mind-numbing. And there we go. I have no idea we actually wanted to use a propaganda war there rather than, you know, having his tanks shoot them to bits. That seems very odd. But there we go, Panthers covering the retreat of the King Tigers, infantry moving in from all sides. Could get off sticky bombs. False Grenadiers not retreating, they're actually moving in to support. And there we go, damage engine on the Panther. And tank destroyers moving in. Both tank destroyers, we're actually seeing a coordinated. Finally something going on that is proper by the last one is green. Tank destroyers moving, they'll need to be careful. And there we go, the Fox got wasted as predicted because again, Raresb99 did not retreat them, instead insisted on having them in front line and having them be easy to kill targets. Veterans with 2 Hellcats. Sticky bombs going off the Panther, though veterans with 3, so sticky bombs will do a lot less. And he's actually going in after the more damaged Hellcat, but there we go, actually he's targeting the other one. He's continuing though, he's continuing in. And he's going to actually ambush this Hellcat, or put in an ambush mode, so he can actually get a damage bonus and penetration bonus against the Panther. No, just finish it down, finish it down. Oh, you're pulling away too far. You're losing a great opportunity to actually do some damage and knock out that Panther. And meanwhile, we are seeing force coming in here, but coming under fire from the King Tiger, the Königstiger. And there we go. And then he finally moves in the other Hellcat. That was definitely too bloody late. They should have done that earlier. Now he actually risks losing both Hellcats. That was really an absolutely senseless maneuver from the last one on screen, which served to preserve nothing and ultimately again lost him everything without getting that final Panther. Although, mindset of knocking out the treads, immobilizing the Panther, making an easy target. That was absolutely ridiculously, fiendishly lucky, saving him right there and still getting the second Panther. Though still needs to deliver the killing blow. The coup de grace. Das ist der Panzerkampfwagen 5. And the mortar went down. That's good. More mines going down. German infantry advancing in, though considerably less German infantry at the moment. And a firestorm wiped out another infantry squad. Oh dear, so much lost on both sides right there. 30 caliber firing in eventually into the side of the Panther. And there we go, the sticky bomb. And there we go, Panther blown up, and veterans are free for the riflemen. That's bad news for the Raresb99. Well, bad news again. King Tiger advancing. Infantry advancing in front of it. That's alright. Though hits straight into mine again. Really nice and consistent mining from the Thelastoneisagreen. I mean, a lot of players even tend to forget them in the later stage of the game. But here, the Thelastoneisagreen keeps on mining. And by Jove, it works because apparently Raresb99 is absolutely indifferent to the concept of a minesweeper. Had he done that, he'd probably be able to really limit the amount of damage that Thelastoneisagreen could actually do. Man, I actually never noticed this array on top of this building. Huh. Oh, fancy that. Out of the way, though, again, nice drop there from the Thelastoneisagreen, constantly mining again, using that little weakness from Raresb99, giving it some chance of, again, basically immobilizing Panthers and such. So, again, really nice, and again, I would very much recommend always, mining stuff. I mean, really consistent, also good mining. He's, always choosing the well-traveled path and such. Covering his flanks and whatnot. Really, again, good moves, good moves. What I like to see. And another off-map combat group, relying a bit too much on them, I think, but a bit more useful, a bit more aggressive. Armor car, tank, destroyer, riflemen, and rangers. Trying to blast the Königstiger.
Point is ours. What say we lock it down?
Although again, I mean, he just basically spent the manpower itself, and tank destroyers, he'd probably be able to get a lot more, a lot faster, and then basically overwhelm the last German armor. That's basically all he needs to go. I mean, just get a few Hellcats, charge in, overwhelm this. Victory against the Krauts, basically. Let's have a look back at Raresb99, who's very low in infantry. In fact, he lost the Grenadier squad as well, so he's down to a single squad of Volkskriegs, and now Ritterkreuzträger. Looking very desperate for a friend in the Wehrmacht of the 25th Panzergrenadier Division. Panther taking here rear hits from the bazookas, although again the armoured skirts do run a bit of protection, although there is some debate if armoured skirts actually worked against bazookas, partly because they're actually intended to work against anti-tank rifles. Though later on they would actually add on some different armoured skirts tanks, which actually sort of more of a bit mattress frame based in a lot of metal, so that just detonated the things earlier. And there's some thought that actually worked. In fact, even the Russians used it on their later on the T-34s later in the war to basically protect against Panzerfaust and Panzergrenadiers, although they'd usually just grab some mattresses, pull off all the stuffing, and just put the frames on top of the side of the tanks, I think. Although they could very likely have done, even the Germans could have. Either way there, Panther coming under fire, immobilized, easy target there for the American artillery. Another Panther on the way again. I rather think, Raresb99 would get more work out of Panther 4 again, which would be a bit better against the infantry. Although a veteran to 3 Panther is definitely not rubbish either. So, of course, there are different ways of going about that one. And now we're seeing a motor pull up for the Thelastoneisagreen. I don't really think he needs that again. He just needs more tank destroyers. Immer mehr Panzerjäger. Pulling back the King Tiger. Again, very, focused defense from Raresb99, but again, with some problems, again, very much weakened flanks, but again, not something the Thelastoneisagreen is actually taking advantage of most of the time, which again is a bit of a failing. There you go, Ritterkreuzträger coming under fire from the 30 caliber, firing the water-cooled World War I heavy machine gun. And poor John went down to a shell from the King Tiger. Another man down. Ranger sneaking up to hit the flank. Firing a few bazookas into the sides of the King Tiger. Might want to get off some sticky bombs. And artillery going in on the Panther. Might also want to fire some on-map artillery towards here and get in the tank destroyers, get in everything except the tank destroyers dead. Of course, he could try and run in the Greyhound, basically get off a mine. There we go. Direct hits on the Panther, almost knocking out. Main gun destroyed. That's bloody close. And there we go. The King Tiger's already down to half. And we're seeing smoke rounds going in. Smoke rounds. He's actually laying down smoke rounds to protect him, taking the victory point. That's, for a novice, that's pretty much brilliant. That is definitely rare to see. A nice move, and definitely makes it very hard for the King Tiger to get his infantry. So, really nice move right there. Really nice move. So rare to see smoke, and again, smoke, while good in Skirmishes 1, is even better in Skirmishes 2 because it actually directly blocks your opponent's lines of sight. I mean, had he used it, for example, here in Candice 2, then his opponent would not even be able to see him take the point. Thus, meaning he couldn't even fire at it. So, also nice there. And this Panther actually survives barely, but it does. And 29 kills on him. Ow, he hits! Oh, I thought the German firing the artillery. No, that is, in fact, Thelastoneisagreen getting off a nice hit on some of the infantry.
B1 rockets are ready to punish the invasion.
30 caliber going up. B1 rockets prepared. Knights Cross charging ahead. He could consider, for example, upgrading his ranges with the Thompson submachine gun to make them a bit more intimidating against German infantry, in particular veterans of the Knights Cross, who are some of the most toughest, meanest bastards on the Western Front. Bazookas flying. 30 caliber taking up position in that little radio shack there. Propaganda war pushing with infantry leading behind. Only the 30 caliber is actually tearing through the Knights Cross, doing so quite nicely, in fact. Though the Panther might sort that out. Anti-tank gun up. And we actually see a medic station up from him. That's interesting, although I would have liked to see that earlier, but again, good move again. Problem is, a bit like the smoke, he comes a bit too late. But again, a lot of good ideas from the Thelastoneisagreen, a lot also consistently good ideas. Again, the mining, so I really want to place again some emphasis on the mining from the Thelastoneisagreen. That's really allowed him to do some damage and really hold out much longer than he would have without the mines. And of course, at the same time, point out the failure of Raresb99 to actually deal with the mines. Not a single minesweeper. But immer mehr Panzerkampfwagen 5. Volksgrenadiers here holding up. Pushing forwards, coming under fire from the anti-tank gun. And again, hitting a mine, getting suppressed, losing one man and down to half health. Again, another small victory to the mines. Artillery going in straight after the Panthers and hitting the rear side armor. Also going to of course, also use armor-piercing rounds from anti-tank guns for more damage and penetration. Panther already down to half health. Lovely job, lovely job. Needs to be careful he doesn't hit his own men with the artillery.
Losing a sector.
But good coordination. He's not just firing blindly with his artillery, which is also nice. Repairing the King Tiger, that is also good. More infantry rangers, 30 calibers pushing up. Veteran 2 on that house, by the way, lovely.
Ready.
And more Ritterkreuzträger up from Raresb99. A third squad on the way. Victory points ticking down. American players still need to sneak up something here to cut off fuel and other resources. To Raresb99. Now, although the fuel itself won't hurt, I mean the population that of course is also provided will hurt him.
The Yankees are grabbing our territory.
Anti-tank gun firing away, and there we go, full infantry storm going in. 30 caliber doing what it can. Simply getting overwhelmed by the storm gas. You probably should have had it in the building. Armored car running forward, but coming under fire from the King Tiger. Suppressive fire from the rifle, and actually the best method to actually suppressing veterans of 3 Knights Cross holders. There we go, 30 caliber run off. He could risk the armored car going down.
The enemy advances.
This is the mighty Königstiger. And there we go, Greyhound down. Königstiger secured a kill. Absolute carnage again, just sending in a tank destroyer 2. He needs really more at once than 1 or 2. The more the better. The more the merrier. Except for the Germans, of course. Another artillery strike. Knights Cross continue their advance, another 30 caliber up. Knights Cross are taking damage. In fact, in this case, they do get suppressed. And they get pushed away. Another Veterans who won. I mean, just note they need to kill 2 Knights Cross soldiers and they actually get Veterans who won.
What do you need?
And he's actually, I think, calling in a V1 rocket. Yes, indeed. Vengeance rockets called in. Meanwhile, Rangers up here with a BAR, but no Tom submachine guns, and they're just getting wiped out by the Knights Cross Soldiers. And the loud buzzing of the V1 can be heard. And there we go, knocking out the howitzer, knocking out the Trier Center, knocking out the machine gun emplacement. That was definitely one hell of a rocket. And the 20th Infantry Division has definitely stalled and faltered in the face of the 25th Panzergrenadier Division despite best efforts. And more artillery. Again on the tanks. Just launching everything he has at those damn panzers. And a fourth squad of Knights Cross Soldiers coming up for Raresb99. But this is very much starting to look very much like game over for the last one is Green and 20th Infantry Division, despite his best efforts. And last, all best efforts which were not all rubbish. Mortar getting cleared out. Hellcat close to getting down. 30 caliber finding way, getting another Knights Cross Soldier. Panther clearing out the crew. Another off-map combat group running with another Hellcat. Who could actually get the Panther? Could, but that doesn't necessarily mean it would. And there we go, 30 caliber crew down, medics pulling in the wounded, another 30 caliber. More mines going off. Again, ever so consistent with his mining. And another mine going off. Really is impressive how much he did actually mine.
The enemy has 50 points left.
I got my lesson. Fair enough. We played well. I mean, there was definitely some mistakes, but there were also some good ideas. I don't think snipers would have helped them, though. I disagree on that one. Problem was the armor ultimately, and again the fact that he only attacked it with a few tank destroyers at the same time. And he's also points out that versus Knights Cross, not really so much. And they're not really again. And there we go, Raresb99 pointing out the right solution. More tank destroyers, 4 would actually be a good move. So in that case again, Raresb99 forced mistakes also shows that he's definitely got the right ideas. He basically just needs to work on the execution. I mean, from both sides, largely there were some ideas again, partly, and we'll just let them finish talking. And they're again not just one at a time. Again, good. Ultimately, again, the problem for Raresb99 again was the very, very light tier 1, which definitely put him into a risky situation. Again, had this fight, not gone that much in his favor, had he just, last one is green, just shot the medics, ignored the troops, and basically again just starved him that way out of the manpower, he could very much end up losing, including also the Volksgrenadier squad. So in that case, that was very close, and that could actually very quickly have been a GG for the Americans. So again, don't go for some light tier 1s. That was really lucky. Good mining, but again for Raresb99, the problem was basically unit preservation. He lost units rather senselessly, also a bit of armor senselessly. But he was overall nicely aggressive. He though should have gotten minesweepers. He probably also could have done with a few mines himself. The last one is green though, very good with mining, very good with infantry aggression, but as the game kept going on, he became a lot less aggressive, much more passive. He forgot about flanking and forgot about harassment, and that rather in the end also hurt him and rather gave the advantage to Raresb99. And of course, that's the tank destroyers, which again, as Raresb99 pointed out, he needed more of them, and you need to attack with more of them at a time. Overall, that was good. Of course, also the smoke was good, and the medic station was good, and getting full supplied upgrades. So really good play again for novices. Really good, higher level novice play. Definitely going towards getting good, but there are some things that need to get worked on, more technical skills, although some composition issues also as well going on. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, why not subscribe, tell your friends. If you didn't, well, why not send a replay of your own? This is Imperial Dane saying cheers.